2 years ago, John Deere, the iconic American farm equipment maker, called diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, one of its highest priorities. Now, the Moline, Illinois company announcing it will end all, quote, social or cultural awareness events and audit all training materials to, quote, ensure the absence of socially motivated messages. Deere, quote, reaffirming that the existence of diversity quotas and pronoun identification have never been and are not company policy. Just a few weeks ago, Tennessee-based Tractor Supply Company announced it was canceling pride events and gutting diversity hiring goals.
In Tractor Supply's case, they're in a red state with a very aggressive right-wing legislature. Deere, their modal client base, is probably not supportive of DEI. And so those are real pressures that they have to attend to.
It comes a year after the Supreme Court ruling to end affirmative action in college admissions. Emboldened conservative activists now campaigning online against corporate DEI programs, pride events, and climate change efforts, waging war on what they call corporate woke, hoping to match the success of their boycott of Bud Light.
I got some Bud Lights for us.
Whose social media collaboration with a transgender influencer sparked conservative outrage online and hurt sales. Once the most popular beer in the U.S., it has slipped to number 3. Corporate social justice initiatives peaked in the months after the death of George Floyd, but have declined in recent months.
5-10 years out, if you're not thinking about workplace diversity, you're not going to be able to staff up.
Companies now trying to balance culture war pressure with their business interests. Christine Romans, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.